Okay, scalar multiplication. A scalar would be represented like this. It is not a vector, it's just a number, and what it does is it amplifies your vector. Okay, so for vector v, we have 2i minus 3j, and if you have 3 times v, you simply write it like this, and you distribute. 3 times 2 equals 6i. Oops, I always write that as a j. Don't know why. 6i. And then distribute the 3 to the negative 3 minus 9j. Okay? And you have your answer there. 6i minus 9j. So similarly for 1/2, or even a v over 2 if it was written as such, we're going to take and say 2i minus 3j and multiply by 1/2. So you get I minus 3/2 j. Okay, you just distribute the 1/2 through, dividing 2 by 2 and 3 by 2. Okay? And lastly, 3 times v plus w. So first, you could distribute and say 3v plus 3w, but I tend to think that takes actually longer. So I like to add my v plus w. So I get, from v plus w, I get 3i plus j, so that should equal 9i plus 3j. But again, that would occur whether you did it this way or this way, either way. Okay? I just happen to like working inside the parentheses first, sort of a PEMDAS thing. All right. Okay. So given a vector, we'll say 3, negative 4, we're going to find the magnitude of the vector, and then I'm going to show you how to find the unit vector that corresponds to it. So first things first, I want to write this in standard form, just like that. So we got 3i minus 4j, and then I'm going to find the magnitude. The magnitude is going to be 3 squared plus negative 4 squared, and when you simplify that out, you end up with square root of 25, which equals 5. So my magnitude's 5. Now if I want to find my unit vector, u sub v, I'm going to take my vector, each of these components, and I'm going to divide them by my magnitude. So the equation for that would be v over v. So you take your vector, divide by the magnitude. So you take each of the components really and divide by the magnitude. So we've got 3 over 5 in this case, comma, negative 4 over 5. So if you were to write that in standard form, you've got 3 over 5i minus 4 over 5j. And that would be your final answer. This is representative of, the unit vector is a vector that goes in the exact same direction as v, but has a length of 1. Okay? So if I were to draw this, I'll draw a little one down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our vector goes like that. That's v. Sorry for the rough sketch here. And then our unit vector is going to look like it's riding right on top. So it's going to go 3/5 and out and 4/5 down. So it's going to be really, really tiny because of the small shape of the drawing. That's pretty ugly. But basically it's going in the same exact direction for 1 unit's length total. Okay? And every vector, you could create a unit vector for it. All you do is take the vectors, components, divide them by their magnitude. That creates a new vector where it has a unit of 1. Alright? Alright, lastly. We have problems where you're going to... okay, so we're given an angle. I use the term alpha, so you could use theta, it doesn't matter. The book uses alpha a lot. And we're given a magnitude of 5. And so we want to find the vector in AI plus B form here. And we want to convert that. So first things first, we're going to fill in. This is our formula here, right there for doing this. So it's very similar to our polar form, polar complex form that we had last in section 3. Okay, you're going to take the magnitude and you're going to multiply by cosine of alpha I, sine of alpha j. So no longer is it cosine alpha plus I sine theta, or I sine alpha. We now have cosine alpha times I and sine of alpha times j. All right, so I think it'll make more sense once I actually put that in. So V is going to equal 5 times the cosine of 60 degrees times I, plus sine of 60 degrees times j. Okay, cosine of 60 degrees, I know this from my special triangles, so you could draw a special triangle over here and make this 60, that's 60, 30, 90, 1, root 3, 2, okay? So I know that cosine of 60 is 1/2 I, and that sine of 60 is root 3 over 2 j, okay? And then we have 5, and now we're going to distribute 5 to each part, all right? So I get 5/2 I plus 5 root 3 over 2 j. So I have V in vector form. If I wanted to change that to position vector, I could say 5/2, comma, 5 root 3 over 2. So you get it in either direction. Okay, so that's given a magnitude and a direction angle. They're asking you to find the vector. Okay, hopefully that helped. Good luck studying.